What up, YouTube? Today, I would like to talk to you about this movement called postmodernism. I'll start out with the definition, and then we'll go from there. I have a really interesting video to show, and I'll see, or should I say, you'll see what's up. For starters, the definition. We'll read a couple of them here so we can get a generalized view. Postmodernism, a general and wide-ranging term which is applied to literature, art, philosophy, architecture, fiction, and cultural and literary criticism. Among others, postmodernism is largely a reaction to the assumed certainty of scientific or objective efforts to explain reality. I'll read another one here from Wikipedia. Postmodernism describes a broad movement that developed in the mid to late 20th century across philosophy, the arts, architecture, and criticism, which marked the departure from modernism. I think that sums it up pretty good, but I have a real problem with it's largely a reaction to the assumed certainty of scientific or objective efforts to explain reality. I read into this Wikipedia postmodern philosophy right here, and it talks about, let me read this one, a philosophical direction which is critical of certain foundational assumptions of Western philosophy, and especially the 18th century Enlightenment. It emphasizes the importance of power relationships, personalization, and discourse in the construction of truth and worldviews. Postmodernists deny that an objective reality exists and deny that there are objective moral values. Okay, those are my three big things. Is they supposedly reject the certainty of science, they reject objective reality, and they reject objective moral values. That's the reason you'll see them, they're all a bunch of moral relativists. You know, they think that all religions and all people are created equally in terms of their fairness, their treatment of different peoples and whatnot, and it's bullshit. Some religions are what we would define as evil. Some religions are what we would define as good. You have to take each issue one at a time, and they do not believe in objective moral values. Also, they reject science outright. They think that, you know, basically science is bullshit. And the problem with that, in my opinion, is that if they think that science is bullshit, all they need to do to prove science wrong is come up with some proof. And science will change. It has to. It changes every day. Sometimes it's slow to change. There are areas where it's good to doubt. Like history changes every day, man. Every day they discover something new, history changes a little bit. History is one of the sciences. They evolve in psychology. They evolve in medicine. You know, and if they reject these scientific realities of science, then I'm guessing that they never go to the doctor. You know, that they don't use TV and media and shit like that. All the entire world that we have now is based on the reality of science. And if it was wrong, shit wouldn't work. It's just that fucking simple. So if they reject that, they should be able to show how to send messages through the air, you know, with magic and shit, but they can't. And I'm going to show you a video here, and listen to what this chick says, yo. I'll just let her speak, and then I'll maybe say some comments, but I might not need to. But let's check it out.
So can I respond to your submissions without directly respond? I was actually thinking about this coming there because I thought that it was going to be one of the coming questions. How do we even start to decolonize science? Because science is true because it's science, and you know, what can you do? And my response to that was, if I personally were committed to enforcing decolonization, science as a whole is a product of Western modernity, and the whole thing should be scratched off. Especially, so if you want practical solutions to how to decolonize science, we have to restart science from, I don't know, an African perspective, from our perspective.
She said, science is a product of Western modernism, and it should be scratched off. We should get rid of science completely, she says.
How we've experienced that. For instance, I had a place for all the science people is there's a place in KZN, in Krabiani, and they believe that through the magic, the black magic, they call it black magic, they call it witchcraft, others, that you are able to send a lightning to strike someone. So can you explain that scientifically? Because it is something.
I love how she says, there's somebody that believes this. Can you explain that scientifically? Well, for starters, can I explain her belief scientifically? Yeah, she's wrong. Now, if she was actually sending a lightning bolt, then we'd have something to look into. But, you know, believing that you can send a lightning bolt is not the same thing as sending a fucking lightning bolt. And because she believes that, we should scratch all modern science. I mean, bitch, you better have not arrived in America in a plane or in a car or in a fucking ship. All of that is based on science. Are you for real? She's like, I can't believe this guy. He said it's not true, huh? What an idiot, this guy, huh? He's the only one right in the fucking room, it looks like.
I need to address you directly. When we started this, we agreed on certain house rules.
No, you agreed.
But you doing that, you're disrespecting the sacredness of the space.
Oh, safe spaces?
So I'd like to.
Yeah, because that shit ain't based on psychology or anything. It's actually not. I'm saying that seriously. You don't need safe spaces.
Understand the rules.
The way to get over anything that triggers you is to be triggered enough times to where it no longer phases you. You know, like if you're scared of spiders, the way to deal with it is interact with spiders. You know, if you're scared of anything, the way to get over that is to deal with that thing in small doses until it no longer triggers you. So this idea of safe spaces is another ridiculousness. You know, why wouldn't it, if she rejects, you know, all science? Look at this face. Look at that. She's clear. She's a heavy thinker, huh? Why wouldn't you also reject, you know, psychology and everything? That makes sense.
Because it's going to be very problematic. When we start, this is not an antagonizing.
Problematic. Problematic is just a word to use when you don't have an argument. When there's actually no argument that you can make on something, they just say problematic. You know, we don't like it. Well, saying that you don't like something is not the same thing as a refutation. It is not the same thing as a rebuttal. It does not constitute an argument. Saying you don't like something is not the same thing as providing evidence to the contrary, or at least a concise, well thought out argument to the contrary. Anyone can go and finish watching this video. I've seen it a whole bunch of times. I just wanted to show you the ridiculousness of how they interpret reality. They interpret reality on everything that they can see in front of them: cars, planes, cell phones. You know, cell phones sitting right on the fucking table, iPads. You know, the fact that this pencil exists was made with machinery, based on engineering, based on science. Their fucking clothes are woven with machines. Every part that her hair dye, every part of these people's lives is based on science, and they reject it all because some lady believes that she can cast a lightning bolt, and there's no proof of that. However, the proof is all around her that science works. This is a really annoying feature, and you see this crop up in a lot of areas, man. Shit drives me nuts. It really boggles my mind how these people can actually swallow that shit, man, and not think about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll read every single one and reply to them. And thank you, YouTube, for listening. Anyone who gives a shit. Till next time, I've been Socrates. Peace.